Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot nanny.
Hey everyone, welcome along to Trackside with Kokpit, brought to you by the team from GARAGE16. Kins and Booker here on our fourth straight night as we build up for the 2024 Enzed New Zealand Superstock Teams Championships. We catch up with, of course, three more teams tonight, and we wrap it up tomorrow with three more as well. Hey, Books, good evening.
Good evening, mate. Yeah, it's excitement plus. People are waiting, obviously, to hear from our teams tonight. What do we got? We've got Stratford, Mustangs, and Panthers on tonight. Can't wait to get and talk with those guys. Just be aware too, people out there in the social media world. We don't choose who we get. People tell us to interview this person, interview that person for it, but the team managers choose who they put forward to come talk to us, and then and they come here to represent their team and give us the inside info, Kins?
Yeah, exactly. You know, we don't choose who we get to talk to over this week, that we do the big build-up behind the big event as well, and it's just the way the managers work. Look, and you touched on it yesterday. Obviously, the managers and selectors have to make the harsh decisions, and what you have to do as a fan, a loyal fan, is stick behind their team and support them, because come next weekend, it's all out there on the newly laid track at Palmy as well. And like Bruce touched on, you said the track is looking like a billiard table. And I'll tell you what, they're there to entertain. We both spoke to Bruce yesterday, and the scrutineers at the square gets underway nice and early, around just after lunch, 1 o'clock, and they get down there, then head on down to the track. And yeah, be part of the biggest show on dirt, as we always call it, mate. People travel from up and down the country.
100%. I mean, this is the event of the season, isn't it? Let's face it. I mean, these teams and these guys and these girls, they put their bodies on the line next weekend, man, and it's all on, and they do it for the love of it, and to say, hey, I've won team champs. And how many have we spoken to that have said that they'd rather win teams champs than they'd win a New Zealand title, you know? So it's pretty important to these guys and girls out there and driving. But if you haven't heard, people, this week, if you haven't been paying attention when we speak or when I speak, we have a competition starting up. All the teams seem to be behind us for it, which is good. So how that works is, if you have a child, son, daughter, grandchild, granddaughter, niece, nephew, between the ages of 9 and 13, come Saturday, you can enter them. I'll put the post up, and what you'll be entering them for is to become basically a honorary crew member or pit member of a team of their choice. And what comes of that is they get to go down before the meeting in the pits there and hang out with that team for a little bit. They get to maybe change a wheel, polish a nut, I don't know, do something. The team will work it out, but they also get a little prize pack. And the big thing, Kins, they get to go on the grand parade with them. And of course, when that's finished, they go back up and sit in the seats of their parents with a everlasting memory of hanging out with their favourite team before teams and getting to do the grand parade.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Makes the importance. Why not let the kids have some fun? That's what it's all about, enjoying it and having fun. Big hello to Tans, who's watching, Aaron Ferguson, Kerry Gates, Grant Fowler, Daniel Chalk, Jason Clark, Jack Wilson, Warren Buchanan, Speedway Racer. Who else we got here? Lucas Baldwin, Troy Adamson. Troy, looking forward to catch up with you, mate, when you get into the country. Dave Thomas, Richard and Trudy, always watching. Nicholas Clear, Mike Pugh, Dwayne Martin, Steve McDonald. The list just goes on. Madhu joined in as well. Jacob Carter's joined in. We're going to get into it, Mayday, because we've actually got one of the drivers who's pulled up on the side of the road to join us as part of the build-up with the Stratford Scrappers. We're going to be talking with Zach Harris and, of course, Captain Hamish Booker. They join us now.
Okay, let's bring them in. Make sure I click the right people to bring in. Hello, gentlemen. How are we?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Good.
Yeah, we're good, mate. How are you, Hamish?
G'day, all good, thanks.
Awesome. Hey, Stratford Scrappers made up of Paul Johnson, Hamish Booker, who's joined us, obviously. Zach, who's also joined us on the side of the road, got caught on one side of the road and the traffic going past the other side. Tyler Walker, Matt Pickard, and the sixth driver is Phil Cargan as well. Mate, let's start with you, Hamish, since you've got the S on your car, mate. It's been a bit of a tough one trying to select a team for the selectors. Hasn't been easy.
Yeah, I'd say it's been a bit of work. We've sort of just put our names forward and kept out of most of it. I think the managers and selectors and that did most of the work. So, yeah, they had a hard job, but yeah, chosen a team. So, see how we go.
Zach jumped out, taking the V off the car, put S on it, but you want to go teams racing next weekend?
Yeah, obviously Whanganui our local club, but the boys have a lot of talent there this year, so the boys have picked their best team and put it forward. And Stratford reached out and said that, hey, we want you to come race for us. So more than happy to go and help the boys and have a go and put it on the line for them and show Whanganui what they missed out on.
mate, when it comes to this big event, everyone talks about it every single year. Have you teams raced before there, or is this your kind of debut?
Superstock teams chance debut, race tennis stock teams, race for Gisborne at the New Zealand Centre top teams a few years back with Asher. Should have been nearly 10 years ago now. So it's been a while between drinks, but I don't mind putting the bumper in, so we'll be right.
Hamish, how many teams champs have you done at Palmy now?
I was actually trying to think of that earlier, and I'm not really sure. Probably would be 6 or 7, I'd say, from memory.
Yeah, and you still get the same buzz and the hype around it, when they arrive down at the square.
Been doing it a little while. Not a lot of success.
Yeah. Hey, you're still doing it, but you still got the hype around it, mate. When you get to the square, let alone get in the parade, you still get that.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, no, it's good. The parade's fucking. Everyone amps you up a bit.
Cool.
Is there a bit of a delay? Is there?
Yeah. So that's why you may not hear us talk straight away. There's a delay for you. So that's so good though. We'll just deal with it, mate. That's not a big deal. That's what happens. Internet's internet. So it's all good.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we managed to block that word you said, so that delay kind of. No, just joking, mate. Just joking. So, Zach, you said you've done stock car teams 10 years ago. There, obviously, this is the big show, and it's up on the Superstocks, mate. You'll be there, no doubt, on the other side of the fence and watch a bit of the racing, mate. How excited are you for just turning up with the team at the square when you got all those thousands of fans jam packed just to come to see the teams?
Yeah, I guess when I think about it, I get sweaty palms and stuff and start to get a bit nervous, but no, we'll take it in our stride, mate. We love being put on the spot and under pressure, so it's where we thrive. I guess it's going to be a big build up to it. I'm normally ready at the last minute, so we'll have to be ready early next week, and we'll be right. We've got some good boys helping us this year. I've got a guy on the car full time now. All the old man and uncle put them on full time to actually do all the stuff because we're just so busy with work contracting this time of year. So that's been the biggest downfall, and get all the spares and stuff ready and give it everything, eh?
Well, Hamish knows about the parade, mate. He knows what this is like when you go up behind. I'm guessing you guys are going to have some big trucks. You're going to have fans on there. They'll be carrying the banners. Zach, how prepared are you going to be for that, mate? Because I tell you what, that is just next level. A lot of the drivers that we've spoken to over the last few days and previous years, they just go on about this Grand Parade. It's just unbelievable.
I remember the fire cats that used to be on the front of the
I knew you would. Of course you would. Of course you would.
No, I'm pretty pumped for it, man. It's a massive stage to be on, and it's just it's an honour to be asked to go and race for another club, let alone for your own club, but another club to want you is something pretty special. There's a lot of other guys that have missed out from other teams and stuff that could have been asked, but they didn't hesitate, and so far so good, man. The boys have been bloody awesome to deal with and talk to, and I look forward to it. And racing against them as individuals is equally, you got as much respect for them as what you do in the team, so it's good.
Okay. It's quite ironic how you remember the fire catch, bro. I remember Ian King's car and the lick skills, and then even the Bulgaria
candies.
Yeah, kids. Here we go. Here we go. See, we went looking at the bloody cars, like we eye candy stuff. Mate,
We got their wings, a couple of the Panthers wings at home, back from when they were like 12 and 13 and stuff, and they got fire cats on one side, and yeah, bloody, it was years ago. It's like the 90s.
yeah, that'd be your good mate books. Old Woody would have had one of those back in the day. Old Graham Wood.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about with those sort of places, mate, to be honest. I thought you were talking about lollies and stuff, and yeah, but yeah.
The parade's always been exciting, eh?
Is it as exciting for you, Hamish? You know, when you get into that parade, mate, you obviously done your bit down at the square. You get there, you all line up behind each other, and then once that parade, you get all excited around that, mate, because you got to throw lollies out to the kids, and you know, it's just next level, eh?
Yeah, everyone's cheering and everyone's cheering and carrying on, eh? Getting everyone all amped up.
So
Cool.
what how do you prep for teams, mate? Like, you've done it a few times now, Hamish. What's your process getting ready for teams? Like, is it all go that week building into it?
Usually I'm sort of ready last minute as well, so it's always getting the last minute spares all made up, enough spares for teams, because you always need a bit more for that. So otherwise do nothing different personally, but yeah, it's a busy week.
Yeah.
And you touched on it just before too, Zach. Yeah, there'd be a bit more prep work. You got one guy on there full time. I'm guessing, you know, with you being busy with contracting and so forth, they're all in the shed doing what they need, making sure you got those spare parts and everything's all ready to go come next weekend.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And I guess for me, I've probably done a bit of work around my breathing and stuff, because it's quite easy. It's quite easy to forget to breathe in the cars. It's one thing I've struggled with. Like, get to a red light and I'm absolutely panting like a dog, eh? So yeah, just doing that breathing tactics, believe it or not, is probably something I've been working on myself personally. And making sure I have plenty of spare changes of underwear.
Gotta love your honesty, mate. But you know, the reality of this, obviously, 2-1 and from the checker flag go, the green flag goes, mate. She's pretty well all on, and you know, you've watched a lot of this stuff. I'm guessing in your mind, you're mentally trying to get yourself prepared as well. First, you're going to breathe, but mentally, you just got to get yourself psyched out. Do you watch like any YouTube videos of past teams racing, or?
Nah, man. When the green flag drops, the bullshit stops, and you just got to get into it and have a go, and just stay calm as best as you can. From what I can remember, even in individual racing, it's the same. Like, it's probably you've only got 4 cars against you, I suppose, is the biggest thing in teams. Whereas individual racing, you know, you get a front row starter outside at like Rotorua or something. Shit, like, you're pretty nervous, say, when you're going into that heat. Big push, you know. So at least 4 cars, I guess you can sort of, you know, who's against you, I suppose. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, 100%. Hamish, what about you? You know, you get out there on the grid, mate. What's going through your mind? I'm hoping you're going to be breathing while you're sitting there on the grid.
Yeah, I've definitely done it before, where I've stopped on a red light and been like, geez, I need to breathe a bit. But I've been all right recently. No, I guess when you get out there, like, as soon as that green flag's going to drop, you just forget about everything, really, and just get into racing mode and get going.
One thing that I know from Stratford over the years, I watched the Stratford team, you guys never hold back. You guys have been renowned for pulling off some of the biggest hits around, especially coming out of turn 4. I've seen the odd car go in the wall and over the side, and the crowd just erupts. You know, obviously, when you guys get out there and do what you do, the crowd erupts. And Stratford's been known for this for many years. What is it about the Stratford thing? Is it the just a bloody attitude of the drivers, the confidence, and yeah. Is it that? Is it just give it its all? What is it, Hamish? What is it down there in Stratford? What's the key to it?
I don't know. I guess in recent years we've been a bit of the underdogs most of the time, so it's sort of, I don't know, trying to prove people wrong maybe a little bit. Just getting right into it gives you a bit more, amps you up a bit more, gets you ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that answer because that's where I was alluding to. Because most of the times the Scrappers have come into this event as kind of the underdogs, but you guys don't hold back. You know, you guys have been there or thereabouts. It's just been the odd little hiccup here or there, but mate, you put it on for your fans because I know you guys have loyal fans. They always turn up year in year out. You know, and that's what it's about. AZAC, the fans that are there supporting. You know, take the lows, but when you get to the highs, mate, why not celebrate and enjoy? It's all about the fans.
That's it, man. Just be one out of a scrap.
The fans mean so much, Hamish, back in the day,
Yeah.
What's that? Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
The fans, mate. The importance of the fans. Can't do without them.
Nah, 100%. That's what you go there for. You're there to put a show on, so you might as well put a show
Nah,
on.
definitely not.
Who said that? Did you say definitely not
Yeah,
the fans?
definitely. Yep.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I thought so.
You don't hold it against them, mate.
Mike Johnson reckons it's in the Naki water. So there you go.
Taranaki hardcore, mate.
What was that, Zach?
Taranaki hardcore, mate.
Yeah,
Taranaki
exactly.
hardcore.
That's it.
Hey.
It's like, you know, like I've got great memories of the Gladiators and the Scrappers going toe to toe, those little sixes back in the day, just never give up attitude. And there seems to be the mentality of Stratford, not only in this class, though, and I'm talking right across all the classes in Stratford. So, no, it's bloody good to see, mate. And you've had some big events of recent. I know we've been talking to Kim, the boss lady down there. She's saying quite a bit going on. What else we got?
So are you guys, are you parked up anywhere before scrutineering in the square? Do you guys go anywhere, like a few teams go park outside Speedway Garage, some go to their sponsors in the square. Are you guys doing anything before you actually drive in for scrutineering? Are you parked up anywhere in town there?
Roxanne's.
Nah, you haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So is it just arriving there, Hamish, is it? Just arriving straight down the square?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess the managers will let us know this week if we got anything else on.
Okay.
But yeah, at this stage it will be.
All right. Merchandise, Scrapper fans, merchandise. Tell me you got merchandise for your fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merch available. Hey, Hamish.
This guy, yeah. All right. Okay, Hamish, I'll wrap it up because I know there's a big delay there. If you can hear me,
I can
mate.
hardly hear you.
Yeah, okay. If you can hear me now, I'll wrap it up with you. I know because Zach's on the road and he's got to get going because he's got to drop off his panels or whatever he's got to do. But Hamish, you done it? Do you have the sponsors list? Do you want to do a shout out to your sponsors, mate?
Yep, I'll do that. So we've got Dairy Master, who's been on board with us for years, Hydraulic Solutions Taranaki, Hydrolink Taranaki, Seals Winslow, Gibbons Contracting, Lloyd Gurnifer Contracting, MC Fail Transport, Sharp Engineering Solutions, Field Talk Taranaki, Central House Movers, Stratford Speedway, R&R Mechanical, RE Automotive, and Signright. Cheers to them for all their help.
Well, good. All right. Well, hey, we'll let you both go. We look forward to catch up yous in a couple or next weekend in Palmy. Hamish, Zach, and the rest of the Scrappers. Good luck. Thanks for pulling over, Zach. We'll see you there, bro. And Hamish, mate, that dial-up works good, bro. And we'll see you in Palmy.
We appreciate your time, team.
Sweet as. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, sweet as.
Thanks.
Well, we got there in the end.
Yes, that's the old internet, mate. It does that sometimes, and it seems to be a common theme when we talk to someone in Stratford and internet problems, doesn't it? That's why we ended up having to head down there and do a live show out of their club rooms that time, Kins, I think, is because of that fact. So, yeah it's just...
Sorry, Fraser and Tans. I didn't get to ask Hamish a question about broccoli salad tonight, but we'll catch up with it. Look, we will do more interviews of the drivers because Booker and I will be down live in the square, come to build up of that as well. And I'll remember to ask Hamish a question for you, Fraser. Just going through, seeing if any other questions go hard. From Evan Thomason to Zach, Mark Goodman. Hey, Mark. Max Holloway watching, Wayne Norton, Flynn Ashton, Quinny Loveridge, Lucas Wakeman, Scott Honeybone, California Girls. Thomas had to say that in there. And yeah, we better move on and bring our team,
Manawatu Mustang boys in. So we've got Mike McCarthy and Brendan Ty. Let's bring them in. Hey, Mike. Hey, Brent. Oh, what's happened to Brendan's camera there?
He's just frozen a little bit. Looks like Mike's going to do that. Yeah, you have frozen. Yes, just we can. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh, Mike's. You throw Mike in the deep end there, mate. He can't front the whole show by himself. Come on. Oh.
I tied it up too.
You might have to go out and come back in, Brendan. That's right. You got a couple of secs, mate. If you want to jump out and come back in, we can. We can bring you in, brother. Yeah, and while we're doing that, we'll talk to Mike, the lone Mustang. Let's hope this doesn't happen next weekend, eh, mate?
Yeah, I reckon. I was actually last minute ringing. Bix was meant to be on, but he ended up with me instead. So you guys lucky.
Yeah, no, it's all good, mate. Yeah, no, Wayne caught up with me and said Bix was tied up and Mike's going to join the boys tonight, which is all good. Like Booker said, mate, let's hope this doesn't happen to the Mustangs come next weekend and something breaks down on bloody Brendan's car, eh?
Yeah, no, it should be pretty good. It's new, so should be mint.
Yeah.
So,
mate, how's carry on, Books?
I was going to say, so this year in the Mustangs again, mate. Yeah, you'll be hoping for a better run this year than last year.
Yeah, definitely hoping for a bit more seat time. My first ever debut was out versus the Gizzy boys, which was certainly a bit nerve-wracking. But then, the old fuel pump crapped out after 4 laps in, so she was a bit short and sweet. And then, just sat on the infield for the next team's race versus the Palms. So, that was a short, sweet introduction to our team's champ, so keen to do some more.
Are you feeling a little bit nervous, something like that going in then now? But this would be your second ever time. I mean, there's a little bit of nerves there, mate?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Definitely got the first year of jitters out of the way, so I sort of know what I'm in for now. Third season of racing, so done a bit of crashing and bashing, so getting a bit more confident with it, eh? So just take it in the stride a wee bit more.
Yeah.
So this is your third season of racing in a Superstock.
Yep.
Have you done anything speedway prior to your 3 years ago?
No, I actually 11 years ago, Scotty took me into getting a Superstock, and I did sort of a half season. First ever time I'd ever driven the car or anything speedway related was 240s, and he was like, "Nah, it's not a big meeting, you'll be right." Tucked in the deep end there, and then I raced motocross for 18 years, so I sort of went back to doing that for a little bit more, and then obviously tied up with the Myers clan, and Scotty had a car sitting there after the Hodge boys used it, so he said, "Oh yeah, you maintain it, you can run it," type thing. So started from there.
Awesome.
What an introduction! What an introduction into two big events. Obviously, you touched on it with World 240s. Last year, you were just going into your second year racing your car. You're in the bloody team, and now this is a backup. Rebecca Barr, always in the Mustangs. Scott Williams, a young man, had a bit of a dabble, I think, during the season with the Panthers. All right, Brendan and Ron, and of course yourself, Mike, and Lucas Hayes reserve. And Wayne calling the shots behind the scenes and doing his management role. And it's a team effort, eh? Hey, Brendan, it's a team effort, mate.
It's definitely a team effort. There's no iron team, and really, really good team. Pretty great to be probably back in green as well. So really good.
What's your team's background, Brendan? What's your background in teams? How many years?
Oh, mate, Super's probably only like 4 years.
Yeah.
And then stock cars, 14 years or something like that. And stock cars, probably when I started, just chuck straight in the deep end, and as a young fella, and grind from there. So quite a few years.
Wow.
Is it going to be a little bit special this year? Do you think just that little bit better racing with the old man?
Yeah, well, like we did our first one, like the Mustangs, a few years ago, and that was probably the first. It was my first teams event as well, in Superstock teams, and then it was with the old man. So stock cars, we've raced against each other, with each other, all sorts. He's crewed for me, I've crewed for him. So it's always special, obviously, to be able to do it with the old man. He's he's getting along, and so don't know how many years he'll say. Plenty more years, but don't know how many more years. He's going to be teams racing and Superstock teams racing. So you take as many as you can in those kind of opportunities.
Obviously, you're growing up around it with Dad. I remember Dad racing way back in the good old days. Was it 99W? I think it was a white body, red chassis thing. I'm talking about the good old Nutter days and good team back in the day. Mate, he's still out there doing it, eh? He's taken a fair knocks over this bloody career, though. And I know he got hurt a little while back there, but he just never gives up.
Nah, he never gives up, that guy. He's it's born and bred into him. So yeah, he obviously with my mother, my grandfather was racing, and so every time I blame Speedway, I go, "Oh bloody Dad, why'd you get me in this dumb, stupid sport?" He actually blames my grandfather who got him into the sport. So he pushes the blame every time.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, getting back into it, obviously, you've been down there and you know all about it, and Brendan knows about it, mate. That square is just next level. The fans roll out from around the plaza, from the shops. They just kind of congregate there at around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, waiting for all the teams to arrive, and then it's just all on from there, eh, Mike?
Yeah, that's sort of where it all sort of sinks in, I guess, how much of a big event it is. So now it's pretty awesome to see it all there and to be a part of it. Yeah, pretty wicked.
How's it for you? Like you're only your second time in, sort of thing. But how important is it to you to have the support crew? I mean, you've got Wayne, vast years of experience to call on to help you through the night, and you got Ron there as well with experience. And Bex has done a few. I mean, the whole team there seems to have something to help you. Does it make you feel a little bit more? More relaxed, a little bit more, to know you've got that support to ask questions and bounce off?
Yeah. Jersey there, so some two iconic sort of races that have been doing it for bloody Yankees. So definitely awesome having those two in the top there to bounce stuff off, and obviously the other guys and girls, Bex, with their experience, and then I guess I'm sort of lucky enough to have Scott and Jack as well to bounce stuff off. So it's always good to have support there and ask some stupid questions.
Hey. You got to ask those questions, Brendan. You've been there 14 years in stockies, 4 in super stocks, and having the experience and just taking in that knowledge and, sharing maybe the gift of some of these well-known drivers. It just kind of rolls off and hopefully feeds into you, and you know what to do, eh?
Yeah, that's exactly it, I think. And like Mike said, the experience from Kerry and Wayne at the top, and then the driving experience really, really helps. And I guess there's experience all over the show. Like I got Paul Gaskin who crews for me, and he's been doing it for years as well. And he helps out. He'll be there again on the next weekend, helping me out as well. And it's I think that's what's good about the Speedway community, is people don't mind passing on the knowledge and experience, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes it easier, doesn't it? It's quite amazing the amount of help you can get, really. But it's the social media says this person hates that person and all the rest of it. But at the track, the bullshit stops, doesn't it? There's no social media at all. Everybody, if someone can help you, they generally help you out, don't they?
Yeah, that's the problem with social media.
Yeah. You gotta love the passion, though, mate. I love reading some of the stuff and the passion that people have building into this team's champs. Some of the comments you think, engage your brain before you open your shit mixer type thing. But a lot of it, there's a lot of passion out there, eh? Do you guys have a look at any of it, or you just ignore it, building up into team's champs? Do you get off Facebook even more and just ignore it to try and focus? Or, I mean, because there's still a lot of good, positive support out there for you guys.
You want to go, Mike?
Whatever. I don't really read into it too much. Obviously, it's awesome seeing the positive stuff, but if there's always people with opinions, and people are open to opinions, so that's don't let it faze me too much.
Yeah. And I think I love the fans. I love the support. I think there's some true really good support out there. Like when you go to the square, that's what it's all about. It's that whole build up. Getting to yarn with everyone and seeing the support. But yeah, like comments are comments. I'm not a big scroll through Facebook and go through a whole lot of crap. I kind of just whatever's whatever. People have their own opinions as well, and so be it.
Yeah, hey mate, by the end of the day, you guys are out on the track doing it, and lady, you're out there driving the lads and putting your bodies on the line, you put your machines on the line, and you got all your crews there, and you get those ones. We tend to call them books sometimes keyboard warriors who want to throw in their 2 cents worth, but until you say it to their face, oh, well, get in the car, get out there on the track, they pretty well go zip and go quiet and then walk away.
Yeah, we get the keyboard warriors against us too, and we're just a media show. So
we get all the time, mate.
How dare we put on a show for people to enjoy?
Hey, James Freeman, mate, KJ, what's up? Up the tangs. Likes a bit of that. What's he got here? He puts on a 92 teams chance was Myers versus Ty in the final. Good times. It's good times, all right. Does Brendan Ty give autographs? Matt Webb giving autographs, mate? Brendan?
Bloody Matt, only him and on his chest.
On his chest. Gonna do some autographs here, Mike?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
sure. What else we got here? $20 fantasy.
There's a lot of support going through. It's quite good to. We're not actually ignoring you when we look away from you. By the way, Mike, we've told Brendan before. We're watching all the comments scroll through, so there's a piece so the fans can interact with you guys and ask you questions as well. Your mate there about the signing also says he had 6 toes and 1 foot or something too, Brendan. So he's obviously a good mate, is he,
Yeah, probably. Yeah. was.
Yeah. Hey, Carl Carpendale. But a smack talk right of James Freeman there, KJ. Cool, plenty going on. Mate, you get to the Grand Parade and we get into it, then obviously the first race is up. What's going through your mind, Mike, when you're sitting on the grid for the first race, mate? Nerves, obviously, but are you going to breathe? I understand Zach joined us a few minutes ago. He doesn't breathe at all.
Yeah, no, I'll try. Definitely try to breathe. But yeah, obviously a few things running through the head. But as soon as that green flag goes, just get into it and try and focus on what you're there for, and try and have a bit of fun with it too.
Is that what it is, Brendan? You just focus straight out and you forget to bloody breathe. Is that just human nature when that happens?
Yeah, I think it used to be. I think like Zach said, and I was listening to him as well, and definitely was probably like, first few years is exactly what I was doing too, is, you forget to breathe till you got to the red light, but probably like over time, just became natural now to make sure you're breathing through it. But definitely when you're out there, it's amazing how much focus you actually put into the race, to try and concentrate and try and know what's going on, and trying to read a race as well, and knowing are you doing the right thing, do you need to run, do you need to block, kind of thing. So there is a lot of focus and concentration that goes into it.
It's
Zach
funny.
Was your mate at Miani, eh? Zach was your mate on that corner at Miani, eh? Bloody Zach, eh?
Oh, you remind me about it. You did that off.
It's funny you talk about the breathing and that. Like, even in some of those sim races we've had online, it gets quite intense. And even Todd and a few other real drivers that have done the sim with us have said, even when they do that, it gets intense. You forget to breathe as well. And the other reason I'm saying that is Tarns asked, did you enjoy the sims at Rotorua, Mike? Having a go on that.
Oh yeah, it was actually a lot harder than I thought. I was thinking, shit, this makes me look like a real bad driver, especially with Jack sitting beside me racing. But it was pretty cool. He reckons we've got to get a couple, so
bring on our next series, because the 2 boys that are joining us next, they both had a dabble at the old sims, and Ben Austin, good on you, Ben. Love your support, mate. Love what you're saying.
There's a lot of people that they come on every night. Actually, it's good to see the passion, and they're all predicting. Everyone's predicting who's going to be in the finals, and it's quite interesting reading that. When you finish, you can go through the comments if you like and see, and there's a lot of people, but it's just the passion of the fans at the moment talking about all the different teams. It's quite awesome, Kins.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, look, we know Jackson in the background here, and he's going to join us real soon. But for you, Mike, what's the best advice that Scotty Myers has given to you, mate?
That's probably a hard one. He doesn't give too much away, but probably just don't overthink it. And there's only 4 cars to focus on out there, so not 28 type thing. So it's about what springs to mind anyway.
What about you, Brendan? from Dad, in regards to the approach to teams racing? What's the advice Dad's really given to you that's sunken in, mate?
Shit, the normal stuff he says is smash everything. I don't know if that works.
It's a pretty simple process, eh?
Yeah. And that's how he rolls himself half the time. But anyway. Like obviously there's been heaps of advice. It's pretty much like Mike said. I think it's the same probably advice that goes around all the time is, you've only got 4 other cars out there to worry about, and it's trying to stick to rolls and read a race, I guess, better than, 26 to 30 cars that are out on the track. And if you're trying to do some blocking or helping a mate out, you're trying to pick them out of all the traffic as well. So probably the same sort of thing as what Mike said.
What is it, Mike, about teams racing that gets you going and you want to put your hand up to race for a team? What is it that gets you, like every driver we speak to, always want to do teams? What's it that's the key part that makes Mike McCarthy want to do teams racing?
I guess it's the whole event, but the thrill and the rush of it, and just being part of it, and the camaraderie and the team atmosphere. It's the whole package, really.
What about you, Brendan? Things are up and down just recently, but mate, you wanted to get out there and do teams. What is it that always drives you to get out there and get to the big show or do any teams racing overall?
Oh man, I think I love the team environment and the focus that goes into it. I love getting smashed and I love smashing. I think I've been grumpy as for like the last couple of months. My daughter and my wife have got like photos in the last couple of weeks of me getting smashed or thing, and it's when I come in with a smile. It's like my happiest time. So yeah, so it's probably a bit of that, and just I love that team environment. I think that's key to the whole thing. It's having that team environment.
Working. Good on you. Mate, he's got the sponsors because you can't do it out with them, and they financially contribute to the team and all the teams that are going to be out there in a couple of weeks. Who wants to run off and do the shout out to the sponsors list? Who's got that handy?
I got it in front of me. Have you got it, Mike?
Awesome.
Oh, you go, mate. Since you got it there, I do have it.
Well, mate, you might have it too. You might be better at it than me. We got big thanks to our sponsors, obviously CEG Electrical Motors and Pumps, Manawatu Nissan, Wheeltech, MMS Group, AWS Graphics, Benchtop Services, Sign Fusions, Total Truck Spray, 53 Productions, Helen Bank Haulage, AA Auto Centre from Palmerston, North Whanganui, Crash Services, Giant Oil and Lubricants, Speedway Garage, and Mag & Tyre Warehouse in Hastings. So you couldn't do it without a whole load of support from any of them, whether it's individual or like this teams events as well. They make it up. They're key.
Wicked, guys. Hey, look, I know you do have your merch available as well. I've seen some of the images going up, AWS and everything, putting it out there as well. So I know that's going to be available down with the team as well. But boys and Gil, Karen.
No, sorry. Are you guys parked up anywhere before scrutineering?
We've got a sponsors evening on Friday down at the AA Auto Centre there from 4 till 7, doing a barbecue and stuff, and all the sponsors are coming along and whatnot. So it is open for anyone that's in the area to come and have a nosy. And then I've got a couple cars at Speedway Garage on the Saturday morning before we all head to the square. So yeah,
wicked.
Cool.
We'll come and catch up with you two boys there and Bex as well, and have a bit of a chat down there and see how it goes. You guys done well. All the best, and we'll see you next weekend, eh?
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, teams. Good luck. Eh? Cheers for taking the time to join us and have a chat.
Anytime.
Awesome.
Right.
It is.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Yeah.
See ya. We stay down there in the region. We're going to bring in the Jack Links Palmerston North Panthers.
Yeah, just before I do that, Ken, just a quick... The other day we had the Mighty Hawkeyes on. I'm not going to start singing, but people have asked and sent messages about... We forgot to talk to them about merch. So I've had a call in to see, and Hawkeyes will have all their merch again this year. The cars will be displayed prior to scrutineering at the Cobb in town, Speedway Garage, the Cobb there, and all merch will be available then as well. So, and they have all the same hoodies, shirts, and that stuff, but a different design, I believe, this year. So, if you're wanting merch for the Hawkeyes, that's where you can get it.
Because they normally have a bit of a merch caravan type of thing.
Yeah, they have a little trailer caravan thing that they take.
Yeah.
And that's normally packed up beside the team in the pits as well, where you can buy your merch. But apparently it'll be available in the square as well. So
Wicked. Hey, likewise with programs and teams' official merchandise as well. That's been done on the stage. Bruce touched on this yesterday. That's also going to be available down there in the square. Let's bring them in. The Panther boys who join us.
Palmerston North Panthers. We got Jordan Deere and Jack Myers. Hey, guys.
G'day, yeah, good team. How are we?
Good.
Yeah, good. Hey, I know it's busy times ahead for both years. Obviously, had a big weekend last weekend at the 240s. And are you racing this weekend, Jack?
Nah, it's no, we're pretty happy with how the car's been going. So it's always quite good to have that couple of week build up before teams, make sure everything's all in the trailer that needs to be there and all the spares are all there, so you can keep rebuilding the car race after race to get back out there.
Yeah, Jordan, are you racing this weekend, mate?
Yeah, we always like to have the weekend off before teams just to get the car 120% before that first qualifying teams race, and also give the crew a rest too, because it is a big weekend for them, and obviously for us drivers as well. It's good to be fresh and ready for a big weekend.
Wicked. James Freeman, look at those two studs joining from the Panthers, eh? KJ's in there already saying it on the chat.
Yeah, he's excited. There's actually been must be a young fella, I think, Riley William. He's been commenting all week, and the question he keeps asking all the drivers, I haven't actually brought the question up because, I don't think anybody, but he's obviously very pumped and excited that Jack's driving the tank at teams, and he's been asking the same question of all the drivers, are they scared that Jack's in a tank? So he's obviously a big fan for you, mate, and he looks pretty happy. And he's got, how does it feel to run in a tank, Jack? This must be a young man's very proud and obviously a big fan of yours.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. A bit of a different sort of car to get out there, but it's doesn't look as scary anymore because it's not red, I suppose. It's black now. It looks a little bit more under the radar. But no, it's still the same machine there. So it's, hey, we've campaigned at a few meetings now, a few decent meetings, and it's held together and gone really good. So definitely got the package to do the job. Just need a bit of luck, and I think we've definitely got the right team to get the job done. Just a lot of luck and a bit of fortune go your way, and it's all those little trivial mechanical issues that tend to rear their head this weekend. But yeah, that, like what Jordan said, you have those couple of weeks to go through the car and give the crew a bit of a reset. Like all the boys are here now at the shed, going through absolutely everything, not leaving any bolt or nut untouched, and everything checked. So hopefully everything's 110% good to go.
Jordan, your car, obviously, your new car, when did you debut that at teams at Palmy?
Last year was its first teams outing. Yeah. And it survived better than I did. It made it through. Well, it was ready for all 4 teams races, but obviously I set out after the Busters race on the first night, took a little bit of a knock. So, yeah, we had a pretty good 6 driver in William, so he was itching at the bit to, I think, get out there and do a teams race after he'd done the warm-up laps on the second night. I think he, unfortunately got set in the middle for both of them. But yeah, we had a bloody good, still 4 cars going, so it was the best decision to put them back out there.
Obviously, last year, and we all know it because you had to race a afternoon race against the Glen Eagles. I suppose there's really one way to go, and that's bloody go up and try and knock it over and win the whole thing, Jack?
Yeah, definitely want to. Yeah, we were pretty unlucky there. We sort of give it a good fight to the Eagles, but you got to give it to them. They reset good and got back there. They sort of got a few crucial hits in the first few laps of the race, and we all inflicted a fair bit of damage. So it's a bloody long race, a 15-lap teams race, especially on that hard black track, dry, dusty, horrible track it was on that Monday afternoon there. But hey, look, they got the job done. We were on a bit of a high the night before. We were ready to go. It was a shame we missed out by probably about 15, 20 minutes. Otherwise, we probably would have got the job done with the weather there. But hey, it's a whole nother year later now, and all but the same team. Got William back on board now. David Lowe's still in the mix there. Him and William are just swapped place. So, no, it's good. We're all excited and ready to get stuck in.
Jordan, for you, you're taking on the Bay Park Busters. Just one word of advice: stay away from Kerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's my kryptonite on the track. I reckon every time I get near him, I end up upside down. But it's a bit like the Panthers and the Glen Eagles. They always seem to just pip us at the post. So hopefully we can get them on one of the nights this year. I think we won't race them on the first night, obviously, because we're both seeded. But yeah, hopefully we can get one over them. They've had the better of us the last few times, so it'd be good to get that one back.
Mate, right in front of me and Booker and a few of our mates a couple of seasons ago, they're on turn 1 and 2. The both years are upside down, but you had the bro hug and everything. And then, of course, we see it down at Bloody Miani a few weeks back at the NZ. It's like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, you didn't get a bro hug this time because I really wanted to qualify, but hey, that's just part of the racing, and it's all good fun. So yeah.
Let's talk about fun because last weekend at Rodas, both years actually, jumped on the simulator. You got to have a go on our R Factor 2 and have a go on the Paradise Valley racetrack, Rotorua. Jack, you enjoyed, have a bit of fun. Obviously, you showed up Mike.
Yeah, it was actually quite hard. Actually, it was almost like racing on the wettest Miani track that you've ever possibly driven on before because it was just no grip. But I suppose once you sort of sat there and got used to it and played around with it a fair bit, I sort of started to get the hang of it towards the end there. Started to have a couple of pokes at Mike there when I caught up to him. Yeah. It was pretty hard going. Like we were trying to do a bit of blocking there, and all you want to do is sort of look over out the window to see when he's coming around you, but you can't. I think you were saying somebody had the goggles set up. I think that would be the
VR.
VR.
Yeah.
You come to grips pretty quick with it too, Jack. Yourself, Jordan, you had a few laps there against, I think it might have been Hadley Bush.
Hadley Bush, yeah.
Yeah. You have some fun. You enjoyed on the simulator?
Yeah. Like Jack said and like Mike said earlier, it was pretty tricky, but it actually wasn't. Like I found it pretty similar to driving a Superstock, in some aspects because I was using the left foot brake and that seemed to be turning in the car quite well. So that's something that we do obviously in the cars too, a lot of drivers. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good fun. I think if you had a couple of hours to dial it in, it'd be really good fun. But yeah, it is a hard one to get the hang of in 5 minutes.
Yeah, talk to William about it. William does the E-Series with it. He still races with us, William, so you can hit up Will and see what he thinks. But he reckons when he races on the Palmy track online, this is the simulation stuff, he drives the light exactly like he drives Palmy. Just couldn't believe it, eh?
Yeah, so that's wicked, the technology that you guys have got there to race like that. Now it's awesome.
Yeah, I think another thing with the slipperiness, how you feel it slippery is when you're in your car, real car, you can feel it and you can hear it. Where with a sim, you can't really feel that loose grip. You're trying to, and that's why I think it takes a little bit longer to get used to sometimes for that type of thing anyway. But this weekend, mate, the new surface, you both raced on that Palmy new surface. How have you liked that?
Yeah, I've only really sort of did a couple of races in that tank there, but we had a couple of issues with the car. So, there's a lot of grip there compared to the usual surface that's there. I don't know, Jordan's probably done a fair bit more racing on it than I have this year. Definitely some pretty quick lap times pumping out there. So you need to watch out if you're in the firing line with someone a couple of weeks time there, because she'll be all over Red Rover, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have only done one meeting as well on it because I think I had a rain out and then I was watching the meeting that Jack was racing the tank ground there, but I wasn't racing for whatever reason. But I think it's definitely going to be a little bit drivier. Hopefully, it'll be good to get that track we had in Rotorua for the qualifying surface. That was probably the driviest track I've had in a while in the Superstock, but we were early in the program. But that's the biggest problem with our class now is we've always got sort of 30 plus cars on the track, and halfway through our races we seem to slick the track off really bad, worse than probably any other class now. So it's hard to keep the track drivey through the night when there's a good field of Superstocks there. But it's just one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah. Jack, that tough loss really on that Sunday last year, and most are watching it with the live stream because a lot of actually there was a bloody good crowd that stayed around for the next day. That's a tough loss, obviously. Does that kind of give you a bit of fuel to the motivation to really, step up next weekend?
Yeah. Well, I suppose, it was a bit of a shame, to go so far because it's a hard enough task just to get there, like to first and foremost qualify, and then you just treat it one race at a time. We nailed everything on the qualifying night, reset and come back, and we had a good race against the Giants. So, we were pretty pumped, ready to go there. And then, we were nine tenths there, and we just tripped over at the last hurdle, just with a couple of little things that didn't go our way. So, yeah, hopefully, we sort of start the process all over again. Like I said before, with nothing against the team and the gear we've got, we've all been there and done it before. So hopefully we just gel 100% right from the first drop of the flag and can do that right through to the end on Sunday night this year. Eh? Hopefully we get we're not our third rain out in a row with a big meeting. We want to get right through it without any hiccup.
Yeah, you don't want that rain outside of thing and kind of cramp it all in one bloody day like the last two big meetings. But let's hope we don't. We get, mind you, we got Monday up our sleeve because of it's Saturday. It's next Saturday and Sunday, Andy Lee. Not this weekend. It's next weekend, Waitangi weekend, because Monday obviously could be that leeway day. Then people will travel home on Waitangi Day on Tuesday. So we'll see what happens. Just got to be positive, books?
Yeah, mate, positivity. We just got to be positive. I try to be positive every week and with these rainouts and stuff, but hey, it is what it is when it comes to that. We make do with what we got, and look, like Jordan said, they had a good track at the start of that the other night with the work that Stan then put in at Rotorua. But for you guys, you've both experienced campaigners now for teams. Do you still feel that same hype and energy like you did the first time you did teams when it comes to that Grand Parade and getting ready and the week build-up? Is there still that same energy there that you had before?
Yeah, I think so. Like, it's probably different now. I still remember my very first teams champs for the Mustangs. I'd only been racing Superstocks for about not even a season, and I was sort of thrown in the deep end, and just the crowd and stuff, it really got to me that first year. You're really hyped up, and I made a few huge mistakes. That first year got wound off by Shane Harwood and put up the fence by a few Christchurch cars, and it was a big learning curve. But that spark sort of never dies out, I don't think, especially now that every year the teams are getting more and more competitive. You sort of always get a little bit. It's probably the one meeting of the year now I do get a bit nervous for, or a bit excited for, or really excited for, So it definitely still gets you going, lining up at the team champs. But yeah, it's just controlling that, I guess, is the thing you try and remember from your first time, not to overcook it anymore.
And you, Jack, you still excited? Because I remember seeing photos of you as a young man inside the tank with Dad sitting on the roof there as well. And you still get pumped up and excited about the whole bloody thing?
Yeah, hey, I don't think there's anything you can compare it to that I've ever done. I've done some pretty crazy things in my life, and there's still nothing you can get the same adrenaline sort of rush from, or but it's like it's the whole package that goes with it. It's the people that sort of hype to the town for the weekend that you might only see once a year or once every couple of years when they come. It's the best day of the year.
Yeah,
like
you're
Christmas.
Hard out. Like Christmas all over again.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it, isn't it, too, Kins? Like Jack's saying, that people you haven't seen that come to that event for that time that you get to catch up with. It's like us, we catch up with so many people we haven't seen since the previous team's champ, so you get a catch up in that. And that is a big part of it too. You sort of forget about that side of the event as well. It's not just the racing, it's the old mates you catch up with and all the rest of it. I mean, I'm surely both of you probably catch up with a lot of old friends that you haven't seen that come to team champs each year. Does that sort of, like you say, make it that bit more special as well, catching up with old friends?
Yeah. That's the biggest probably thing about Speedway. What keeps drawing us back is it's a massive sort of social side to it as well. The racing's one thing, but hey, we've met a lot of good people along the way over all the years that if it wasn't for Speedway, we probably never would have crossed paths and if it wasn't for Speedway, we'd probably never see them. That's sort of what draws us all together. But hey, like we sort of tend to do a fair bit with some customers and that at the teams racing down here and in Auckland, we'll bring them along, and a lot of people that have never been to Speedway in their lives, we've dragged along and got tickets and up into the stand there, to watch, and absolutely fell in love with it. And I think they've been back every year since. So, yeah, it's pretty, I think it's one thing I'll say, if someone's not into Speedway, there's one meeting in the calendar that you need to make the effort to try and get to once in your life at least. Definitely this weekend coming.
Yeah.
You, Jordan, catching up with friends and everyone else you don't see that often?
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. I guess one of the hard things is you see so many people, from around the country, like that you only see once a year, but you're sort of trying to stay in that race mode as well, and you generally see them all before the meeting, and you're having a chat, and you're chatting to hundreds of your Speedway family and friends. So it's definitely always good after the racing to catch up with everyone once all the dust is settled. But yeah, that's sort of one challenge as well, I guess, is trying to keep a lid on it a little bit without getting too carried away before the racing. But yeah, especially our friends from Great Britain, especially, me and Jack have been over there a couple of times each now, and seeing them come back out every year is awesome, catching up with them and all their team and supporters too.
Okay. Jack, just quickly, James Freeman, what's the boys' favourite teams champs moment of all time, whether that's behind the wheel or in the stands?
Oh, it's a pretty hard one. There's been some pretty big ups and some pretty big downs, but I think probably my most sort of favoured moment would be in 2015 when I won my first title, and not only did that, I was lucky enough to do it with Scotty racing with us as well. So, no, that was pretty special. And hey, we've gone on to win another one since then. Me and Jordan and William were together in 2018. We got the job done again then. Jordan barely limped that car home. I think it was on about 3 wheels in the end there. But,
I remember that.
Yeah, they've probably been two of the probably top moments that we've had from a racing point of view. I think going back to, I think it was the first team champs I can remember going to anyway was 2000. It was 97, and I was sitting in the grandstand right in front of where Craig Boot did that big roll when he put that car. Yeah, I think that was the first one I ever went to or remember going to. So yeah, little things like that you keep with you forever.
Mate, you must have been just a young fella sitting alongside from me, because I was right in the front row of that grandstand when that happened. So you must have been
I don't know where I was exactly, but I was pretty close to the front. I was in the front block there somewhere, I vaguely remember.
I remember. What about you, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, I really miss being a fan at Teams Champs, to be honest. I remember me and my mates would always dress up and go down, and we'd always support the randomest teams like the Stratford Scrappers, because they had stock cars racing for them against the Superstocks. And, I used to find that awesome. I always used to try and support the underdogs. And I remember that the year that the Manawatu Mustangs won, and I think Gary Hayes was in a stock car, and he actually won the race, and I thought that was wicked because he's from Foxton. But yeah, other than those, obviously racing myself 2018, definitely, when we won the race against the Giants, it doesn't get any bigger than that for me, racing against the Giants. It's sort of like the All Blacks Springboks, I guess, of Speedway for me. And picking up Wayne from the pit gate after that race, because he had been DQ'd in the semi against the Poms, so he wasn't allowed out on the track. So I pulled up to the pit gate and picked him up, and just seeing his face, and I picked him up. That was pretty cool.
Okay. All right, boys, just about to wrap up time. I know you got a lot on your plate there, Jordan, as well. Just want to do a bit of a shout out to your sponsors before we wrap it up with you two.
Yeah, Jacko's got us covered.
I've got it, but it's on a. If I close out of this, will you lose me? Because I've got it on another screen here.
Oh, I don't know. We're about to find out.
Am I still there?
We can't see you, but can we still hear you?
We can hear you.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, well, obviously probably the biggest sponsor that we'd like to thank is Jack Links, that have come on board just with us this year. So big thanks to them. Obviously, City Smart Repairs. That's Ethan Reeves and the team down there. They tidy up the bodies and get them looking smart every year. Allied Pickford, Palmerston North, PDS Logistics, Crankston Engineering. Justin and the team at 2J Engineering. yeah, Justin's usually got his truck down there trying to keep the boys on the track, boys and girls, I suppose, on the track, because he usually helps the Mustangs out. Wheel Tech, Jake Baker, he's got a fair bit to do with the team and behind the scenes there now. The Cobb and Speedway Garage in Palmerston North and Wanganui here. Quality Demolition Group, Shane Gray, he's been on board with us for a couple of years now. Subway, Palmerston North, they keep the team and crew fed throughout the weekend. Lucas Oil and Sign Fusion, obviously Carl down there, year in, year out, does a massive job. I think he's got a fair few teams he looks after now, so it's a pretty big effort for him to be able to get all that done. And it's obviously all of us have got our own individual sponsors too that, carry us through the season and through the weekend. So, hey, we're not going to get into that. We'll be here all night. But, they've all got a big part to play in it as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
And are you guys parked up outside the Cobb and Speedway Garage again this year before scrutineering, or is it?
Yep, I think we've got two cars down there this year. Just the two from each team, from the Panthers and the Mustangs. So yeah, I think is it Jack's car and Daniel's car? Jack, is that right?
Yeah, sorry, I just lost you there. Was that down at the Cobb?
Yeah, you guys on the Saturday.
Yeah. No, we're down there on the Saturday morning. I don't know roughly what time, but I think it was around about sort of 10ish. I think cars will be down there before the scrutineering.
Okay. Awesome, guys. So there you go. Your Palmerston North Panthers. Jack the Lynx, Scott Joblin, Jack Myers, William Humphreys, Daniel Burmester, Jordan Deere, David Lowe is the sixth driver. Jason, just for you, Jordan, Jason Coley, is Kimbo on the welder this year?
Hopefully he's there. He's always keeps my car in good shape. So yeah, hopefully we'll have him on board.
Hey boys, we look forward to catch up with you two and the rest of the team next weekend. Enjoy your weekend this weekend, and thanks for joining us tonight.
I've lost all the sound. I can hear Jordan. I can't hear you guys for some reason.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh.
Well, that's us, Jack. We'll let you go, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Jack. See you later. See you in a couple of weeks.
There we go. That's night 4 done and dusted. Now, before we go, don't forget our competition. If you have a son, daughter, niece, nephew, granddaughter, grandson, aged between the ages of 9 and 13, you can enter them starting from Saturday when I put the post up to go and be an honorary member of a team of their choice for the pits. So they get to go in there and do a bit of work on the car or do something with the drivers. They'll work out something for them to do. They get a bit of a prize pack, and they also will get to go in the grand parade with the team and create one of the best memories ever in this as a young child at Speedway, mate. And I'll put that post up Saturday morning for everybody to enter into, and one person will win, and then when they win, they get to choose a team of their choice, kids.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the kids and the families enjoying it. At the end of the day, it's like Jack said, he pretty well nailed it on the head. At least come to that meeting of Speedway, and I'll tell you what, if you're like myself and Booker, you get the bug and you just keep coming back and back and back. Good to catch up with everyone tonight. Of course, the two from the Stratford Scrappers, Hamish Booker, and of course, Zach joined us as well. Zach Harris, and we had the Mustangs, Mike McCarthy and Brendan Ty, and we just wrapped up with the Palmy Panthers with Jack Myers and Jordan there. We get back into tomorrow afternoon, 7:30. Make sure you join us. We've got the Great Britain Lions, Charlie Sauter, and of course Frankie Wayman Jr. will be joining us. Junior will be joining us, both together in Rotorua watching the racing. We'll also catch up with the Gizzy Giants as well.
Yep.
And then wrap it up with the defending champs, Jaden Ward and Scott Tennant. And you saw the team being announced earlier today as well. So that is all the teams officially being announced for next weekend for the NZ 2024 New Zealand Superstock Teams Champs. Thank you all for watching tonight.
Thank you all, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30, live right here and on our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We appreciate you joining in for our show and our build-up this week, and we look forward to catching up tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bub and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot now.